All right, folks, here we are once again with another GunnerHEATPC campaign video. This is part of my Fulda Gap NATO campaign. Now, understand this is part of the early access, so the campaign may change from the time I've recorded this to the time you'll actually see it. But we're in a defensive observation point here, and basically right now NATO forces are pretty much set up on this hill. Now, I've been sitting here for actually a couple minutes, and I've been scanning the horizon, and we finally got enemy contact. As you can see, we got a lot of T-55s, it looks like. Not 100% sure, maybe some T-72s, but it primarily looks like T-55s, and we're just going to start letting loose here. Now, it is kind of difficult because of all the trees and the bushes in the way. And there is a whole tank platoon up here. All right, well, got one there. It looks like it might have been tracked or something, but not completely knocked out. It is now, because it is now smoking. All right, let's get another target here. Oh, just barely missed that shot. And this is actually a pretty good range right here. It's actually nice to see realistic actual tank engagement ranges, unlike most of the arcade games out there where, like, at most you're engaging at 500 meters. It's actually nice to get shots at, you know, to my knowledge, what tank warfare actually is. Now, that being said, it was different in World War II, but this is what it would be for the modern era, where a lot of the engagements for tank versus tank combat are much further range. Now, unfortunately there, I got stuck on this damn tree or telephone pole or whatever it is, and my track ended up getting taken out, and the driver's wounded. So we do have a crewman kind of down. I mean, the driver would still be able to drive, but because the track is out, I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of just stuck here. And unfortunately, I'm stuck here broadside with the enemy formation that is coming in on us. So basically all I can do is try and kill as many enemy vehicles I can before they get me. Unfortunately, we've just lost the rangefinder, we've lost the ballistic computer, and right now currently there is no manual gunnery sight in GunnerHEATPC, so I can't really adjust, you know, I can't really range the enemy and adjust the gunnery sight and actually get a fairly accurate shot. I'm basically doing nothing more than throwing shots here and guessing how much I need to adjust my gunnery sight. Now, first didn't catch on that the gunnery sight was out. And it was about this point, I think I might fire one more, and then I was like, oh, the ballistic computer and the laser rangefinder's out. So, and I'm also trying to page up, page down keys to manually set the range, and that's not working either. So this is just kind of not working out for me, and at this point my tank is pretty well useless in the fight. I think if I was, well, I mean, there would be, you know, there's a bunch of caveats, a bunch of stuff that's kind of not in the game yet that would be here. I would be able to change, I would lose thermal sight, but there is a manual gunnery sight that it's actually got range markings and everything else where you can actually range the gun without the ballistic computer and the laser rangefinder. And if I had those, that's definitely what I'd be using right now. That being said, driver's still wounded. You know, the gunner's actually wounded too at this point. So this really isn't, surprisingly, this isn't looking very well for me, but, oh, and now we got to reload because I've basically thrown all my shots. Now I decide to switch tanks. At this point, it's like, all right, I'm not getting anything done with that tank. It's time to switch over to a different tank that is fully functional and actually get in this fight and do some damage. All right, so I got a tank out here. It's just sitting there. It's not smoking. I don't know if it's destroyed. I'm just going to nail him. And of course, that was a bad shot on my behalf right there because I didn't have the gun stopped when I lased and fired. I kind of rushed the shot, even though it looked like I didn't really need to here. All right, so we got 2 shots in on that vehicle. I'm going to let that vehicle go. I'm going to move on to the next. Going to kind of look around and see if I can't find another target. and I actually end up maneuvering closer to the enemy. I decided that there's some low ground here, but there's also the town here. So I might be able to move up in the town and actually get some hard cover from in the structures from the enemy, or I might be able to get in a position where I can flank them. And because this is the M1 IP, I can maneuver around pretty quickly because of that 1,500 horsepower turbine engine. If the Army gave it to me, I might as well use it pretty much. And right now the enemy's still not even, because of the village here, the enemy is still not caught on to me maneuvering on their flank. Now the rest of the forces are still on top of the hill. I'm pretty much running solo at the moment. Well, it's fine. They're also keeping the enemy distracted while I move up. And they got it to the point now. The enemy is actually in full retreat at this point. But there's still enemy in the area, so I'm going to move up on them. I'm going to try to get some more kills here. Trying to get zeroed in on where they could be. Of course, once again, the trees are not helping. I mean, that's kind of nature of beast. There we go. We got one running away. And it looks like a BMP-1. And there we go. We got a hit on it. And there's another BMP-1 here. Got a hit on that one too. Alright, that was a missed shot. Let's get a good lace. Fire. There we go. We got a hit. Again, not enough to actually destroy it. And there we go. That should pretty much take it out. Now I'm just waiting for the other one to show up because I lost track of the second BMP-1. And I think I actually may have taken it out or disabled it. And it just so happened to stop behind the tree where I couldn't see it at that point. And don't quite see it right now. Just going to keep maneuvering around, trying to see what I can see through the trees here. Lots of enemy vehicles smoking. Okay, there we go. We got two BMPs. And yeah, see, there's that second BMP from earlier that was trying to run away from me, and it is smoking at this point. And I decided to throw another shot in on that one BMP-1 because it wasn't smoking. But here's the results. We lost 2 crewmen, unfortunately. The tank was recoverable, though, so we didn't lose the tank. That's actually kind of important because the tank can be repaired and brought back into the field for future missions if the campaign was set up like that, which I do believe it will be in the future. The East Germans lost 11 soldiers, lost 11 crewmen, and they lost 6 pieces of equipment, so 6 of their vehicles were not recoverable. But anyway, folks, that's it for this GunnerHEATPC campaign video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful day.